are you?
But this is such a bad angle.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, we're here. We're live. All right. Hi, guys. So, whoa, I do not look good this morning. Okay, hey, we are here with Timmy and Alana right here, and we are talking about Sonny's sleep schedule. So Alana's with Goodnight Sleep Site, which you guys can follow on Instagram and check out her website. And she is a sleep expert, not only for babies, but for adults too, right? And she's going to help us because she helped us before, but we weren't quite at the stage where we were ready to kind of be strict about things, and we're a little bit more ready now. And we're trying to get him to eat more now so that we can feel more comfortable letting him sleep longer stretches. So we thought maybe we would start by Alana just telling you where we're at with Sonny and what his pattern is right now. I'm sure a lot of you guys have babies with similar patterns. And Timmy's been with him more this past weekend just because I've been a little out and about. So he's going to explain to you like everything that's gone on here and the whole schedule. And then you can then help us out and give us some tips of how to make things a little bit smoother and get him to sleep longer.
Yeah. And then I think after we've gone through our deal, and you've given us advice or told us what we've done right and what we've done wrong, we'll let everyone at home, we'll open it up to questions for you if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, awesome. So actually, why don't we start, Alana, just for the people who probably are seeing you for the first time, just introduce yourself, explain where you work and what you do, and then I'll tell you all about Sonny. In the meantime, while you're doing that, I'm going to grab you a chair.
Okay, cool. Okay.
So my name is Hannah McGinn. My company is Goodnight Sleep Site, so you can find us at goodnightsleepsite.com. We are certified sleep consultants, family sleep consultants through the Family Sleep Institute. We help, as Whitney said, babies to adults. So we primarily work with pediatrics, so babies to preschoolers, but we also help tweens, teens, and adults sleep better. I'm looking forward to helping you guys more with Sonny.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. All right. So let me put it back on Timmy. Okay, Timmy.
Should we sit?
Yeah, let's sit. Okay.
Okay, so, all right, when we last left you, we were, I think Sonny was 4 months, and we were going to try and start sleep training him. And like the overall theory was feed him as much during the day so that he's not hungry for that, not necessarily at 12 midnight, but midnight feeding.
Right.
And so he could sleep through the night. And so we tried doing that, and like, you know, by letting him cry a little bit so he would like wean off of that meal. And Whitney and I got a lot of flack from a lot of different parents out there about like letting your baby cry it out and how terrible it is and what it does to their brain and all these theories and opinions and stuff that were very negative towards that kind of plan.
Right.
But I think Whitney and I just instinctually didn't think he was maybe ready at that age, and we decided we were just going to kind of let him continue to be the boss and do what he wants. And then we went to Florida over the holidays, and we're still kind of like, all right, we'll wait until he's maybe 6 months, and then we'll try sleep training again. Like, we weren't scared to let him cry it out. We just didn't think it was the right timing for whatever reasons. But then when we got to Florida, the only thing that changed was that he was up a little bit later, and it might have been because of the time difference, but he was going to sleep at like 11 after a full day of eating, probably somewhere between 20 and 25 ounces, and we would put him down at 11, and he would sleep in the crib that was right next to our bed, and he would wake up at what, like 8 o'clock?
Between 7 and
Nice.
8, yeah.
Yeah. So that was like a miracle.
And that was every that was every day that was happening. And so I think Timmy said this in the email, but like part of me thought because we were sleeping next to him and he was in the little pack and play, and I thought maybe he, just knows we're here and he smells us and he feels comfortable, and maybe that's why he's sleeping more. I don't think he was eating anymore. Like Timmy said, he was still getting 20 to 25 ounces.
Yeah, we were trying to kind of like analyze the differences and see if like one factor stood out, and it could have been that we were right there. I mean, my mom thought it was because he went swimming, which I thought was kind of crazy because he didn't swim. I just held him in a pool.
I love your mom.
She was like, you gotta get him in the pool. You gotta get him in the pool, otherwise he's not gonna sleep. And I was like, okay, I don't know how you're so positive. But...
Well, it was like the first day we got him in the pool, and then that night he slept, and she was like, it had to be the pool.
Right. So, I mean, I just think it was because he was well fed and got to bed a little bit later. But anyway, we got back home and we, tried to get back on our normal schedule here, which was like 7:00 bedtime after like a bottle and a bath and like the same routine, which we know is really important. And we were then dream feeding him at midnight, and then he would wake up another time before morning. So sometimes it was 4 a.m., sometimes it was 2 a.m. We would go in there, pick him up, give him like an ounce or two, and he'd go back to sleep like pretty quickly. None of these wake-ups were either... what's that?
They weren't all-nighters.
They were not all-nighters.
He just needed a little bit of comfort from the bottle. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible crying either. So far, I don't even know if I've heard him like cry like
only like maybe when he got his shots.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It's all like whimpering as opposed to wailing or anything like that.
Right.
So anyway, that had been the last week, and it has been difficult for Whitney and I. I mean, that's a lot of getting up for us.
Yeah.
And so last night or yesterday, the last 2 days have been like super like on it. We're keeping track of how many ounces he's been eating and trying to get him to eat as much as possible. And we switched to a new formula, and he took a little while to get adjusted to that. Like he spit up the first couple of feedings, but now he seems pretty used to it. And yesterday he had like 25 ounces by his 11 o'clock feeding. And we put him down at 7 o'clock. What?
We put him down last night at like 7:30.
We put him down at 7:30 with like 20 ounces in him. It wasn't enough. And then at 11, he woke up, and Whitney and I were like, "What's going on?" And we were like, "Let's let him like be for a bit." He cried. He cried for 3 minutes, and put himself back to sleep.
Good. That's great.
It was great. But then he woke up like 10 minutes later, and we were like, okay, and we did the math, and we were like, he's probably hungry. And we were like, it's close enough to midnight when we were planning on dream feeding him, so let's just dream feed him now. So I only had 4 ounces in the bottle, but I feel like he could have had more. But he sucked down the 4 ounces like super quick, and then he slept until 7 a.m. this morning.
Yeah.
So when you say 20 to 25 ounces, is that what he's taking in during the day, or within 24 hours?
No, that's just during the day. That's not within 24 hours.
No, that's within 24 hours, I think.
Okay, so that doesn't include the night feeds that he's getting.
Well, so we start counting at when he wakes up. So we start counting at 7 a.m. or whatever. And then, like yesterday, the last 5 ounces he ate from 19 and a half to 24 was at 11 p.m. feeding. Okay.
And how during the day, how many ounces per? And how old is he now? I know he's 5 months now.
Yeah, he's gonna be 6 months at the end of January.
Okay. And then how many ounces per bottle is he getting per each feed?
Anywhere But honestly, it's all different. We want him to be getting 6 ounces, but his stomach is a little bit sensitive that we sometimes give him a little bit less and take little breathers. So it's not consistent. It's not like he's getting the same amount all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the thing, guys. If you want to have more ounces during the day, when are you going to start? I know he's not 6 months yet. When are you going to start on solids?
So we tried him with the oatmeal cereal last week, and he really didn't like it. I talked to my best friend this morning, and she said maybe to put a little bit of cinnamon in it, and maybe that would help him. He just had that he really just didn't like the taste of it.
Yeah. Also, we weren't sure that we made it right. It didn't. I mean, I've never even eaten oatmeal in my entire life, but it didn't look like oatmeal consistency to me.
I think baby oatmeal looks different. This was like a baby. But we did not know if we made it right.
Right, well, that's my question.
Even
Is it supposed to look...
When he starts with the salts, he's not necessarily going to be taking it in for calories anyways. It's just practice, right?
Uh-huh.
So that's not really going to factor into the amount of calories that he's taking in when he's just practicing like the chewing and the swallowing.
Okay.
But if you want him to take... I think the biggest thing is if you want him to take in more during the day, I know it's hard, and I know that you guys might not be there yet, but you really got to take one out at night. Because he's going to replace those calories that he's missing at night during the day. He really is. He's not going to starve himself. So if right now, at 5 months, he's taking in about 2 feeds a day, 2 feeds at night, really like the dream feed that you guys are giving him, and then that extra one maybe at like 4 a.m. whenever he's waking up. If you're not ready to cut out all the feeds, I really want you guys to focus on just the 1 feed. And that's it. So just the dream feed. And then he'll start, you're going to notice that his
Okay, cool.
Sorry.
Okay, so basically I think what you were saying was that you really want us to get rid of that middle of the night feed, and that he'll then replace that feed during the day, and he'll be hungrier during the day to take in more.
I'm just like, right now he's not taking in the amount that you want him to take in during the day because he's snacking at night, right?
Right.
So his belly isn't totally full when he wakes up, isn't totally empty when he wakes up in the morning.
Right.
So we want to take those calories out at night so that he starts taking in more calories during the day. And he will do it. You might in about a day or 2, but you will see he'll start eating. He'll probably even start eating better from the bottle, like more ounces at once. You're going to see that difference. It might be a stomach sensitivity, but it might also be that he's just not that hungry because he is having 1 or 2 snacks at night, right?
Right.
So you don't have to take out, normally by 6 months, I would recommend starting to wean out all feeds at night, okay?
Yeah.
But
wait, hang on one second.
We gotta get this right, otherwise there's no point.
Yeah.
We might just have to move into a different room. Hang on. So the only way to really know is, guys, can you tell us if this is working, if you're able to see us and Alana? Will you just let me know? Working now. Okay, and you're working. It's working for everyone? Yes, working now. It's back.
Okay.
Back on. All right, we'll stay here. Okay, thank you guys. So we're talking about getting rid of that the feeding after the dream feed.
Right, because I know your concern is how do we increase his ounces during the day, right? So what we need to do is start removing those ounces at night so that he replace, like, if you even inch up his dream feed if you can. Like, could you guys feed him as early as, say, like, between 10:30 and 11 rather than midnight?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely can. I mean, that would be easier for us because then that's right before we go to sleep.
Exactly. So that's what I'd like to see you guys keep that dream feed and then no other feed throughout the night until he wakes up in the morning.
So then when he's crying in the middle of the night, you're just basically saying to let him cry it out.
Okay, so let's talk about that because I know you guys got a lot of flack from that. And that happens, unfortunately. It happens. So here's the method. When we say cry it out is extinction. Okay, so that's where you would give him his dream feed and then you wouldn't go in again no matter what was going on until your wake time with him at the morning. That is one method, but it's not the only method. I would recommend going a little bit more gradual than that and doing more of like a check. So that's the check and console information that I sent you guys, and I'll resend it if you guys want me to originally, where you're doing more of a timed interval. That's not cried out. Yes, here's the thing, guys, and for everyone watching, there's going to be crying. It's really hard to do any kind of sleep training if you're taking that route in a formal sleep training plan and not have any crying, because the crying is really stemming from the change, right? Sonny's used to you going in and responding to him in a certain way that now you're not going to be responding to him. Not that you're not going to be responding to him, but you're not going to be responding to him in the way that he's used to you responding to him. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So there's going to be crying in kind of whatever method that you choose, but you can still choose a method where you guys are involved and you're there and you can go in, but you're not necessarily going to be picking him up and feeding him anymore, right?
Yeah.
So this is where you would go in.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. I'm just reading the comments and everyone's freaking out. Okay. First of all, we're doing our best. We don't need a million exclamation points. Let's move into the room where the internet's better. We'll call you back. Okay, everyone hang tight. We're just going to start again. Whitney, you can put up a new link or whatever.
I can go back on this link. I'll just keep it on me right now.
Keep it on.
Okay, we're going to go into another room. Sorry,
call me
guys.
back in a minute. Okay, thanks. Sorry, bye. People.
I know, and then other people are saying, like, calm down. Hey, guys, I know, right? Relax, guys. It's not that big of a deal.
Turning me into a crazy person.
Yeah, you're making Timmy crazy, and then making my life crazy.
Wait, is Sonny awake?
Sonny's awake. Where is Sonny? Let's see Sonny really quickly. Hi, chickens. Hi. How was your nap? Hi, cutie. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Hold on. Okay, guys, we're back. Timmy, maybe she'll just call. You want to call her from your phone?
I'm gonna try and. I told her to call me back so I can do it on the computer.
No, Timmy can't go crazy.
Oh yes, I can.
Anyways, in the meantime, guys, hi.
Tell me
Happy Monday.
A new video.
We are working on our new episode this week. I know some of you guys have missed it, and we're so grateful for that. Don't worry, we're not going anywhere. We will be back on Thursday with just an update of everything that's been going on since we haven't seen you guys in a couple weeks. The reason why we wanted to do this sleep training update right now is because we didn't really do her method last time because we felt like he was too young and he wasn't eating enough. So now we're sort of like getting prepared to get back into a stricter schedule because his sleeping habits are very inconsistent and they're making our lives very inconsistent, and we need to take some control. So that's the deal.
Whew. Got so intense there. Someone's like, are they even reading the comments? What the F? It's like, we're doing
They said, what the F?
It's a WTF, which I know stands for, I know what that stands
Happy New Year, guys.
Hi.
Okay, it's my turn to call you back, because I'm going to call you back from my computer.
Okay, perfect.
Hang on.
Yes, people calm down. What up?
I need to shave.
No, you look cute.
What?
Sun's out, guns out.
Everyone. Sorry, keep my muscles.
You guys, my neck. I can't move it.
It's just not ringing on my computer, so we're just gonna have to talk to her.
Okay, that's fine. Move your
Hi.
close your computer. Okay.
All right, so we got so many different Apple products going at once. Okay, you're gonna be.
That's fine. That's good. A little mini. Okay, cool. Perfect.
Great. And then when it's our turn to talk.
We'll just that. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay. That's much better. Okay. So, okay.
Now I'm just looking at your phone.
So, sorry.
Yeah, but this way, when we turn it around, they can see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good.
So, So basically, okay, we were talking about the crying it out methods, and that the first
Yes.
one, like crying, the full on crying to extinction, is not the only method. There are ways to go in there. And I know you definitely did send that to us, but
I'll
um,
resend it.
yeah, resend it. And then there was something, a friend told me about the book, The Happy Sleeper. Is that something
Yeah,
that you recommend?
absolutely. Heather, what is her last name? Is one of the authors. Yeah, she actually practices a very similar program to ours. It's a great book, so that is definitely a good book to read.
Okay.
It's, you know, I think what's important too to understand is that sleep training isn't just about the method, right? There's so much more involved in that. You have to look at also what's going on with Sonny throughout the day, and to anyone that's watching, so focus on naps and how well is baby being napped, and are we being consistent with naps and the duration of naps and what time is baby going down to bed? Because sometimes just by doing that in itself will eliminate some of the wakings and some of the crying at night too. I know you guys said too with Sonny, he's not full out crying sometimes. Sometimes it's just kind of whimpering and things like that. So try not to respond to that if you don't have to. Like if it's not full out screaming and your mama gut and daddy gut is like, I need to go in there, I get that, I understand that. But if it's just kind of whimpering, if he's just trying to work it out, you have to understand too, this is like a skill that he's learning too. In saying that, at his age, has he rolled yet from his back to tummy?
No, so he wears that Merlin suit right now, and he does not move in that.
Okay.
He has rolled. We've seen him roll once on the playmat, but he's definitely not like super active.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the only thing about him wearing anything that kind, because these are natural things, like natural developmental skills that he needs to learn, right? So do a lot of practice time with you if you can with him during the day.
See you, Teresa.
Yeah.
Sorry, just saying hi
Sorry.
to Teresa.
Nope, that's okay. A lot of practice time during the day with him, and he's at that age now where he's going to be flipping, where he's going to be moving around a lot more, going from his back to his tummy. So if he's in the Merlin suit where he's not, even though he can't physically do it because he's in the suit, his mind is still wanting to do it and wanting to learn these new skills. So I would like to maybe even see you guys try, and don't freak out.
Yeah.
But maybe even try to put him in the crib without the Merlin suit.
Okay.
Because he's got to learn these skills. I mean, at some point he has to flip over.
Yeah.
He has to learn how to do it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what we also don't want to see him doing is trying to do it, but he can't do it because of the Merlin suit. Do you know what I mean? So maybe for nap times, if you want to put him in with the Merlin suit, because naps are harder to kind of come together, but then maybe at nighttime, try and do without. And then with time, you can gradually wean the suit all together, just to get him practicing that skill, because it's between that 4 to 6 month mark where they do start moving around more and flipping over on their tummy. And actually, once he can naturally roll on his tummy himself, he'll actually sleep a lot better.
Oh,
you don't want to
really?
put him on his tummy, and this is also for everyone watching. Always practice those ABCs. So alone, on their back, in their crib. Until they can naturally roll over on their tummy, you always want to be placing them on their back. But we do want him to start kind of practicing that skill more.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. I didn't know that the reason why I didn't know that rolling was a good skill in order to get him to sleep better, that then they sleep better on their stomachs.
Yeah, it's not necessarily to get him to sleep better, but they do naturally just sleep better on their tummy. So it's not to say that that's the saving grace, but I mean, at the end of the day, it is a skill that eventually he has to learn. Unfortunately, this is where you also fall into that 4-month sleep regression that I'm sure you read about, and I'm sure a lot of people know about.
Yeah.
The
Hi, Lisa.
developmental
Or
skills
hi,
that
Handisa.
happen in this age group really affects that, because the flip, the rollover, really does regress sleep a little bit. It's normal. Like they can only really work on one skill at a time. So when they're working on the skill of rolling over, the skill of sleep kind of gets put on the back burner a bit. But at the end of the day, they have to learn how to do it, right?
Right.
So I always tell parents, don't try to avoid it. Don't try to definitely stay away from those positioners and those bumpers. And I know people like roll up the blankets and put that. A, that's unsafe. And B, we don't want to prevent them from learning these skills, because this is a skill he needs to learn. So yes, it will regress sleep. And that could be going on with him too, is that even though he's not physically flipping over, his mind is still kind of, when you're lying in bed and your mind is racing and running and
Yeah.
can't sleep. Well, that happens to them too. And he's like, hey, I kind of want to flip my like over, but I can't do it right now, or
Right.
learning to do it.
Okay.
Let's take a little break because people are asking some questions, and I just want to keep the people at home engaged. So, guys, if you have any questions about what we're talking about here, type them in, and we'll ask the first one. We're just waiting for some questions now, but Lucille Hall says that her Stinky mainly sleeps on his back now. How do you prolong naps? Any advice for prolonging naps?
So here's the thing with naps. Naps are a struggle for sure. They're probably the biggest struggle that parents face. Once your baby's out of that fourth trimester stage, the fourth trimester is anywhere from 0 to 4 months, and it's normal at that stage for your babies to have frequent short cat naps throughout the day, right?
Oh wait,
they're not quite able to get into that next sleep cycle quite yet, or they can do it, but it's harder for them to do it. Once they hit that 4-month stage, we can start working on lengthening out those naps. Why naps are such a struggle, and why they tend to, your baby can do those nice long stretches at night, but not during the day, is really because their drive for sleep throughout the day isn't as strong.
Right.
They're capable of doing it. We want them to do it, but it's harder for them to get into that next cycle. So ways to achieve that and to lengthen those naps out is to be really consistent on where you're putting them. So work with a consistent sleep environment, both for naps and for night sleep. Mm-hmm. Work with one that's conducive. So making sure that you're darkening up your sleep environment. Mm-hmm. Things like white noise can work really well in lulling them into that next cycle, making sure the temperature is good. Always making sure we're obviously working with a safe sleep environment, but then also giving a little bit of time to let them practice that skill. Mm-hmm. Often what happens is we hear them at that 30 to 45 minute mark, that's that natural sleep cycle, and we kind of swoop in as soon as we hear them make any noises, and we end the nap.
Right.
So the only thing you're guaranteeing at that time is that the nap is over, right? So what we want to see happening is we want to, even if you could do 5 minutes, guys, 2 minutes, every day, maybe just tack on a little bit of time and allow them to practice that skill of falling back asleep. It's hard.
Yeah.
There likely will be some crying with naps. But it's really important to be consistent on where you're putting them, how you're putting them down, so making sure they're going down to bed awake and not asleep, so they're practicing that skill on their own.
What's the shortest nap that people are asking, what's the shortest nap a baby can take?
So we're looking at an hour. An hour is good. So if we want anything less than an hour is not enough of a consolidated sleep per day for daytime sleep.
Got it.
So an hour is good. An hour and a half per nap is our goal. Not every baby is a 2-hour napper. So don't get discouraged if your baby doesn't do 2 hours, okay? An hour and a half is what we want to work towards for the morning and the afternoon nap. If your baby can do an hour, that's great. But even with the hour, try and wait maybe 5-10 minutes and see if baby can fall back asleep. Baby can do it, but naps take time. Don't give up on naps. It could be weeks before things are consistent with naps. So don't get discouraged by that.
Yeah, I haven't noticed like Sonny being really actually bad with naps, but I know that can be a problem. Sometimes, like lately, the past couple of days, honestly, what I've been doing, which is so bad, is I've been putting him in his stroller and putting on classical music and like wheeling him around the house, and he falls asleep so easily. So I know now, it's just like what you said, it's not good to do that because that's not a consistent.
Right.
That
Well, it's just they don't know, right? Like we think, that's you sleep during the day, and at night you're in your crib. But for like his idea is when he wakes up at say midnight during the night. Well, I know mom puts me in my stroller and turns on the music because that's what I like, and that. So why isn't she doing that now when she does it during the day? Like they don't understand.
Right.
So
right.
That's keeping things consistent. Really, at the end of the day, is just easier for them. It's the easiest method for them.
Mm-hmm. And if the baby does sleep for 2 hours, that is okay, right? Should it never go longer than 2 hours during the day?
That's a great question. Yeah, we definitely want to cap it at 2. So it's okay once they get out of that fourth trimester and they're 4 months and older. It's okay to wake a sleeping baby, and I recommend doing so because you always want to protect that next sleep phase. Mm-hmm. So I don't recommend babies sleeping longer than 2 hours. I mean, if that's your problem, that's a great problem to have. Mm-hmm. But we definitely want to wake baby past that, not past that. We definitely want to wake baby by that 2-hour nap.
So time. We were just having this discussion, and our thought process was, well, he's hungry every 3 hours, and getting food in him seems to be the most important thing. So as long as he's not sleeping past when his next feeding should be, then we'll let him sleep as long as he can.
take away, okay, so here's the thing. When we talk about, like, I mentioned it briefly when I talked about sleep drive, and it's not so much about the quantity of sleep as well, it's also the quality of sleep that he's getting factors in as well. So the quality of sleep that he's going to get at night is a lot better than the quality of sleep he's getting during the day. Even though he needs that restorative sleep throughout the day, his drive for sleep isn't as strong throughout the day. So we don't want to be robbing his night sleep by giving him too much day sleep, if that makes sense.
Yes,
even
yeah,
if he's
that makes
getting,
sense.
4 or 5 hours of night sleep, he still could be developing a sleep debt because he's not getting enough of that quality sleep.
Okay.
So that's where I say you want to protect that next sleep phase.
Got it.
I'm going to take some more questions. Is it okay to keep baby up for 4 to 5 hours before bedtime? Oops. Even though...
They start to get cranky, she said.
From Hindi Isa.
That depends on baby's age, so I don't know how old her baby is, but I would say probably I would go no more than 3 to 4. Again, this is depending.
It's 6 months. The baby's 6 months.
Okay. So yeah, I don't work too much with the time in between. So I know there's, 2 hours between the morning and the afternoon, and then 3 between the afternoon and bedtime. We work more with the science of sleep, so the timing, the clock. We look more at the clock, to be quite honest. So when we're talking bedtimes in that age group at 6 months, you could be looking at a bedtime anywhere as early as 6 or 6:30. So we don't want bedtime getting past too late. So we're still looking at the clock, and you're still looking at the cues and the signs of your baby, but you don't want to make that wakeful time too long, because then baby's going to get overstimulated and overtired, and then that's when you see the battles, and that's actually when you see more night wakings too. So I wouldn't go past 3 to 4 hours.
Great. What is the suggested bedtime for a 3 to 4 month old from Autumn Plant?
I feel like for these specific questions, people should go to your website, and I'm assuming that your website has different schedules based on ages, right?
Right, yeah. And we have a lot of information, guys, a lot of blog posts and things like that, and articles that you can create that gives you guys tons of information.
Yeah, so if you guys go to Goodnight Sleep Site, is it GN Sleep Site? Sorry?
So it's goodnightsleepsite.com is the website, and then you can also follow me on Instagram, GN Sleep Site, and I talk a lot about sleep over there too.
Yes, well. And I'm sure that you can also, if you have specific questions, message her or just check her out.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions for Whitney and I?
I'm trying to think if we have any other questions. So Alana, basically what we
Whitney,
should. Sorry, I'm
cutting
Timmy.
Well,
I obviously don't want to be selfish,
advantage.
but I want to take advantage of your time.
Sorry,
right
guys.
now.
I tried to get your questions in, but Whitney only cares about her questions.
So what I'd like to see you guys work on is removing one of those feeds.
Yeah.
So just having the dream feed.
I'd
like to see him, now that you guys are kind of home and more settled, on more of that consistent nap time routine.
Yeah.
Right? So I'll resend you what I sent you guys, but if you guys can go back to the plan and some of those nap times that I gave you guys too, even that he's a month older now, he can still follow a similar timing.
Okay.
So focusing on the morning, the afternoon, and then offering him that cat nap if he needs it. Bedtime, I know you guys think the later bedtime is better. I know. But maybe bump up bedtime a little bit too, because that will help. So,
okay.
That's fine by us.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why we were making it later was just because we had success with him in Florida going to sleep later. But I know that the goal is like 7 to 7.
We should have turned our camera horizontally, but I think once you start, you can't do it. I'm reading the comments.
Sorry.
That's Whitney's fault. She should have done it.
Okay.
And the lady from YouTube emailed us. She's probably watching now. And she's like, here's some tips.
Sorry.
We know the
I'm
tips.
focused on different things.
We know the tips.
I'm focused on different
Definitely
things.
the tip's going to be like, turn your camera horizontally, test the internet before you start. All these things. We failed you guys. Sorry.
My fault.
But enjoy the free information.
Yeah.
Working on a consistent nap routine, consistent nap area, right? So crib sleep only.
Yeah.
Moving forward.
Okay.
Let's work on getting rid of the Merlin sleep suit a little bit. You guys don't have to get rid of it completely, but I would like to see him starting to do the flip a little bit. So,
okay.
And I'm sure he can do it, but he probably just can't physically do it because of the suit.
Yeah. And then checking your document you sent us for how to deal with the middle of the night feed, right? Because now, I mean, yeah, I have it. But now if you're saying like the goal is obviously to get rid of that middle of the night feed, we need to figure out how we're handling that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll resend you guys everything, and I'll retweak the plan with kind of what we've spoken about today.
Okay.
But yeah, I would love, because I really just think that by doing, you guys are really going to see that. I'm excited for you guys to see that increase in calories during the day, because I know that that's a big stressor for you, and I think that once you start seeing that, I think you're going to feel even more confident with taking even more steps towards it. But honestly, you guys have done a good job. Like, he's doing well. Now it's just taking those other steps, and then you take the next steps, and then so you're getting there. It's good.
Thank you.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, we're gonna try and get rid of that middle one.
Yes.
Yes.
The middle one is the hard one.
Is hard too.
Yeah, I mean, because like the dream feed is not an issue because we're awake, so that one I don't mind doing. It's just that middle of the night one that is, it just kind of wrecks you because then you can't. For me specifically, like it takes me so long then to fall back to sleep, and then by the time I'm back to sleep, then I have like an hour to wake up, like to sleep until he wakes up again. So it's just like it messes up the whole. Yeah.
And something to keep in mind too is that nutritionally at his age, at 5 months, nutritionally he's okay with just the one feed. Like he doesn't really need any more than that.
Okay.
So don't feel like you're depriving him of those calories throughout the night, because again, like I said, he will make up for it during the day.
Even though he was only drinking the 20 to 25, or you're saying now that we're going to try to get it up more? Because like I didn't feel like 20 to 25 per day was enough in order for me.
Because what the pediatrician said, you've been all worked up.
Yeah, she was saying she was saying 32 ounces is a good goal for them to then be able to sleep through the night.
Right. So we were like, no way are we going to like let him cry in the middle of the night, because he's nowhere near that in terms of ounces. Mm-hmm. But you're saying nutritionally he's okay?
Yeah, but okay, so here's my question though. Those 20 to 25, is that what he's getting in a 24-hour period or just during the day?
24 hours.
24 hours. I'm very curious to see how he'll increase those calories during the day. I really think that he will, just by removing those at night.
Okay.
Because I really feel like, think about it. He's having what did you say he took last night? 4 ounces?
Yeah.
So, I mean, when he wakes up in the morning, his belly's still kind of full, right? So we know that his daytime feeds aren't going to be as much because he's not as hungry. We don't want him starving, and he's not going to be starving. Yeah. But I really do feel that he'll take more ounces from you during the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, for the record, he's big, like, and healthy and happy, and like he does eat. Mm-hmm. We just got worried about that number.
Yeah, the number scared us. But what I will say is that last night he didn't wake up in the middle of the night, and we didn't do the middle of the night feed, and he ended up taking 6 ounces in the morning, that's a big bottle for him. So
which is great.
Yeah.
So, and our goal is then moving forward those 6 ounces to go throughout the day as well.
Exactly.
And think about in Florida too. You said you put him down at 11 and he slept till 8. Right?
Yeah.
So when you're looking at it now, if you're doing that dream feed with him now, so we know he can do it. Like that's what I always tell parents is once they can do it, try not to take those steps back. We know he can do it because he's done it. So when you're giving him that dream feed between 10:30 and 11, but now you're going to be waking up a little bit earlier. So I'd like to see him up no later than 7 in the morning. Yeah. But he's done it. So we know that he can go that stretch with no feed. So there's no reason.
If he goes to sleep at 10 o'clock and wakes up at 7, like, that's all good.
Oh, for sure.
Yes,
I mean,
but you mean,
like, I can.
But we still need to be putting him to sleep at 7. We're not starting his bedtime routine at like 9:30.
No, right? So the new plan is like bedtime routine starts 6:30. We do the bath, we do the whole thing. He's down by 7:30, and then we do the dream feed a bit earlier, you're saying, like at 10:30, 11?
Yeah, I would actually even like to see you shift that a little bit earlier. So I'd like to see bedtime routine start maybe around like 6 or so. Like I'd like to see him in his crib, lights out, by like 6:30.
Okay, I mean, let's just try it.
And you think that even though he's in his crib at 6:30, that he could still go with the
Till
dream
10?
feed till 7 a.m. the next morning.
Well, if he gets the dream feed at 10
Well,
o'clock.
he'll be getting the dream feed.
Right.
Here's the thing. In all
So it's like
honesty,
so
at this
much
stage,
sleep.
he could go all night without a feed. I mean, we work with many families whose babies do.
Yeah.
But if you're not ready to do that yet, he could absolutely go from, say, 6:37. Even if you guys want to push out to 7, because 7:30, that's pushing it on the later side. So
Yeah.
6:30 to 7 in his crib, lights out. He can absolutely go till 10 or 10:30 for that dream feed.
Right.
Give him that bottle. You guys go to bed, and then you guys are good to go till 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
For sure, he can do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
and if he does, wake up at some point in the middle of the night after the dream feed, our plan is to kind of go with our gut, but let him put himself back to sleep, right?
Yeah, and that's where you would follow, and I'll resend that. That's where you follow the checks, because I know you guys don't want to do full extinction, and you don't have to. So that's where you follow the checks. So that's where you would go in. There's all tons of instructions in what I'll send you guys.
Right. That's like the
Like a fervor.
wait
so.
5 minutes, then go in, then wait 10 minutes, then go in, then wait 50. Yeah, I mean, we waited literally 3 minutes the other night. And he put himself to sleep. Like, I feel like, and I don't want to jinx anything, but he already knows how to put himself to sleep. So I feel like we're ahead of the game in some respects.
Hunter, and that's what I was saying before. You guys are doing, here's the thing. That was your phone.
You're fine.
I would recommend. You guys have already taken really great steps, and if I thought you guys were totally there, and maybe you are, I'll let you make this decision. I would love to see you guys just not go in at all.
Extinction.
Let
Yeah.
them work it out, okay?
Yeah. I mean, I think.
know you're not there yet. I know you're not there, and that's okay. But what you have to understand is that by doing the checks, if you see that doing the checks, you're not going to be feeding him like you're used to, right? So if by doing that, you're getting him more worked up by you going in and out and doing, however many minutes,
Yeah.
that's when you might need to take that more direct approach. Because now we're not really being fair to Sonny. It's working
Right.
for you because you feel better going in. But
But
now
it's not working. Yeah, I know. Sometimes I think when we go in there, he wakes up in the middle of the night, it gets him more worked up. Yeah.
And that's something that you guys, you and I, can kind of work through when you guys are in and doing. And it definitely, I'll send you an email after this. But, let's keep in touch and let me support you through that, because you guys are going to have questions along the way.
Okay.
Because you guys have already taken such great steps, I feel like you're there, but you're not totally there.
Right.
That's okay. So I feel like you could take that step if you were ready to do it.
I think we can, but what is the longest amount of time that you would let a baby cry?
I don't think he's gonna cry that long, guys.
Okay.
I really don't. Like Tim said, we know he can do it. He's got the skill. He can fall asleep on his own. He's done it. That's the biggest hurdle that you have to get through. You guys have gotten through that. So I honestly don't see him crying for that long.
Okay.
You guys obviously know him better than I do, but listen, you don't have to go there yet. Start with the checks.
Okay.
See how they go.
Okay.
We'll talk more about this behind the scenes. Start with the checks. See how they go.
Okay.
And then let's do that for a night or 2 to 3 nights, and then let's see where it's at. But you guys, do the entire plan, not just that. Because so much of what you do during the day really affects. Let's make it as easy on him as possible by doing everything. If that makes sense.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I feel good.
Do you want to let the viewers ask some questions, or?
Yeah, Lana, do you have time to take some questions?
Yeah,
or do you...
absolutely.
Okay,
For
cool.
sure.
Okay, Whitney said that you guys can share in the information sharing. So, question time.
Question time from everybody out there, and we can...
Ready? And also hit the thumbs up button. I'd like to see the number go up higher. Okay, everyone's being shy now.
It'll come in.
So, Whitney, how are you?
Okay. How do I wean my baby off of her pacifier? She needs it to fall asleep, from Catherine.
Good question.
Good question. So here's the thing with the pacifier. That's what we call kind of that last hurdle, right? So parents are taking all these amazing steps to get baby sleeping, and then the pacifier falls out, and parents need to put it back in, or baby needs it. The best way, honestly, especially when they're young guys, they are so much better with change than we are as adults. The best way to get rid of the pacifier is just to get rid of it. It's hard. There might be some crying. And here's the thing, if you're going to get rid of the pacifier, you kind of have to get rid of it altogether. Because like I said before, is they don't understand that they can have the pacifier in the car, but not in their crib. So if you are going to get rid of it altogether. It might be a night or two of pulling out your hair and cursing out my name, and I'm used to that. But then it's done, you know, and it's done, and that's it. So getting rid of it now, I don't know how old Catherine's child is, but getting rid of it with a 6-month-old is way easier than getting rid of it with a 2-year-old. So if you can get rid of it now, do so.
Okay.
Someone just wrote, my doctor says babies can't fall asleep on their own before 9 months. Why would she say that? From Allison LaValle.
I honestly don't know.
Yeah, that sounds ridiculous.
That's really all I can answer to that.
No judgment, but
yeah, no judgment. I don't know.
Not from you, but like, yeah, it's we've seen it happen.
Well, like, where did she get her like PhD? Maybe online or in the Caribbean. Okay. Next question. My baby rolls over at night but wakes up. I'm so sorry. Wakes up and can't go back to sleep. How can I help her sleep on her belly?
Okay, so as long as baby can naturally roll on her belly, that's fine. And here's the thing, guys. When we look at like night wakings, look at it as, and I know I talked a lot about this too, is it's also so much of what's happening during the day. So it's not just choosing the method. We talked a lot about the method today because that's where Tim and Whitney are at. But to choose to get baby to sleep through the night, you also have to look at sleep environment. So I'll go through the checklist again. Is it consistent? Is it conducive? And is it safe? Are you following an age-appropriate schedule? So is baby napping at the right times? Is baby having the right amount of naps, the right quality sleep during the day? Is baby going to bed early enough? I talk a lot about bedtime. I'm an early bedtime pusher. I just am. Like, you know, if your baby's going to bed too late, they're more likely to be overtired. That's going to cause more night wakings. That's going to actually cause even early morning wakings too. So if you're looking to push out the wakings in the morning, focus on an earlier bedtime and then choose a method. So if you're checking all the boxes and you're still seeing those wakings at night, then that means that you're probably at the time to choose that method, and then whatever method works best for you is the one you would apply.
No wrong with getting your PhD on the internet or the Caribbean. It was a joke.
Okay, so someone actually asked, can you sleep train a baby that's breastfed? Which
Absolutely.
I'm sure, yes, you definitely can.
Yeah, it would be whether you're breastfeeding or bottle feeding, the amount of feeds when you're feeding, it would be no different.
Right. Okay. And then what about people are having issues with sleeping during teething and also when they're sick? Like, do you have any tips for when babies aren't comfortable, how to help them out?
We have a great article on our site about this, goodnightsleepsite.com, and it's all about the typical regressions. So typical regressions are teething, travel, illness like sickness, and developmental milestones. So whenever we're seeing any of those, you really do, the only time where I say, guys, rules are out the window and do whatever you have to do to comfort baby and to get baby sleeping better is if baby's really sick. And like really sick. A cough and a sniffle isn't really sick. So, you know, fever, flu, that type of thing, obviously you're going to do whatever you can do to make baby feel better. Teething doesn't affect sleep as much as we think it does. It absolutely will cause some discomfort for sure. I'm not saying it doesn't. You know, you can give a little bit of pain reliever or whatever, but it's also a very easy go-to. So if you can like stick to the norm, even when baby's has a little bit of a cold or is teething a little bit, really stick to the same sleep patterns, the same sleep schedule. Try not to pick up any bad habits along the way because then the teething ends and the bad habits stay. So stick to the norm as best you can.
Okay, that's helpful.
Great. I think this has been really helpful.
Yeah, it has been. Alana, you're amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good to talk to you guys. Listen, I'll send you guys an email and let's keep in touch. And like I said, you've already taken some great steps. I think it's just taking the next jump.
Yes, definitely.
You guys can do it.
We can. I'm prepared to. I think we're both prepared to. Our sleep is valuable. You guys make sure to check out Alana's site, goodnightsleepsite.com, and you guys can interact with her on her social media, GN Sleep Site. Sleep is obviously so precious, and I know that so many of you guys have specific questions, so definitely go chat with her. She's a wealth of knowledge. All right, Alana, thank you so much.
Thanks so much, and I'll send you that off by tonight.
Okay, sounds
Hey,
good.
say hi to Sonny.
Okay.
Oh, Sonny.
Yay! Oh, here's Sonny.
Buddy. Oh, yeah, look at him. He's good. He's
Ye-
eaten enough. He looks, you guys are like twins. He's like your little mini me.
He is, isn't he?
He just ate.
Hi,
So
cutie.
cute.
Say hi to everyone. Don't throw up.
Okay.
All right, guys.
All right, thank you.
I'll send you all that information.
Oh, oops.
Bye.
And then it's just us. Look
Yeah,
at
he's
this
a big
little
baby.
Sonny. All right, you guys. Love you all. Make sure to... Okay, so Timmy and Sonny want to get in. Make sure to check back to our YouTube page on Thursday. We'll be updating it and uploading a new video of I Love My Baby Butt. In the meantime...
Sorry to all you Caribbean doctors out there.
Yeah, Timmy's...
Sorry.
Always going on an apology tour.
Shh, I'm the bad boy of the pregnancy blogs.
We love you all. Thank you guys for supporting us. We're back.
New Year.
Happy New Year.
Bye, Autumn Plant. Your participation was much noted and appreciated.
Okay, Sonny, don't
Yes,
get too
thank
attached
you,
to the
Laura.
phone. Bye.
Bye.